Yo guys, it's Thijs here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth about team building, as it seems level 5 is going to nerf a bunch of different playstyles in the upcoming update, except for justice. We just know that when building a team we're gonna need the maximum justice. So I'm just gonna show you guys how to get a little benchmark out of that. Best thing you can do to start out is get 50% of justice with your coach and your managers. I'm gonna show the managers first, as it's a little harder. As I told you in another video, Anita here is the only manager that comes with the preferred justice passive. She's the manager of Eastwind, so the best thing you could do is play a couple of games of against Eastwind in 3 matches, try to get one of her spirits and just put her on your team and try to get more spirits of her. After collecting some Anita spirits, you can summon them and try to get a justice one, obviously. When you have 10 justice Anitas, that's enough. We start out with 10 justice passives for the managers and 5 for the coaches, of course. The coaches are a little bit easier because there are just more coaches with the justice passive as their preferred passive. Unmei is one of them, Adult Mark, coach from Wild, the coach from Otaku, Percival Travis, and a few others as well. When you have gathered the spirits you need, you can put one in a team, level them up, and what you do is you go to the Abilene board and you can just unequip all the passives they have. You don't need to do all of them, just the one that's important is this 4th one here with the justice. When you've done that and you've gathered enough of the passives, you put in the coach and managers you want, and you can just equip the bottom passive. It's very easy to find, it's the bottom one. As you can see, the coach passives are higher than the manager ones. The justice passive for the coaches in this case is 6%. So Unmei here gives a total of, as you can see, 30% justice. If I go to my 2 managers and I add those as well, you get 10 of them. As you can see, these are 2%. And you will see after I add these to all the managers, we get to a total of 50% justice. It's just a very easy benchmark to have, because you will always make sure you have the maximum amount of justice, even if you don't use any justice players. So, as you can see, we are now at a total of maximum justice just with our coach and 2 managers. So after adding our little justice benchmark, we would, of course, want some players in. Let's say I'm just going to put in a random backline, a server, a Festus, let's add in Lil Reese, this one defender from Galaxy, and let's say Maya is the final one. The good thing about our benchmark is now that if you look, we have a couple of justice players, by chance. If we go to our team passes, you would see we're at 58% right now, which is 8% over the cap, which of course is a waste of passives, which we do not want. So when you notice we have an excess of justice passives, what you do, you go to one of the managers with the justice passives, and per 2% of justice that you're over the cap, so in this case we have 8% over, we take away 4 passives in this case. So you take 1 passive away per 2% you're over the cap. Because when I do that, if you go back and you look at the team passives, we're back at 50% justice. What you do when you're back on the cap of justice, you can go back to the same manager and you can add in some other passives that you would want for your team. So let's say I would want to get some extra tension from focus battles, I can add in 4 of those, which in this case would be 24% extra tension gain for focus battles. You can do this with any kind of passive. It doesn't really matter. The good thing is that when equipping passives to managers, it doesn't matter what archetype they actually are. When you look, my Mizukawa is a Bond archetype and she has 4 tension and 1 justice passive. So after you've done this, you can add in the rest of your players, your midfield and your forwards, and repeat the same process. So what you want to make sure of is that you stay closest to the cap as possible. Even being at like 49 or 49.5% is all good. Just make sure you try and not go over the cap, because that would just be a waste. The good thing about this benchmark is that you're really flexible. You will always be at basically max justice, and you can still mold your managers to the playstyle that you would want to use. In this case, as you can see, this tension build. The thing with the tension passives that I put on here is I grinded these the same way I grinded the justice passive, but just with a different manager. If you all want, I can make a video with showing some managers and different kinds of useful passives that you can maybe grind for. Well, this was my little in-depth guide about getting a justice benchmark and how to continue building your team afterwards. Hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and maybe even subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.